The Oukitel C33 is the predecessor of the Oukitel C32. It runs on Android 13. It has 8 GB of standard RAM plus 7 virtual, 256 GB of storage, and also the storage can be expanded up to 1 TB. It has a large battery capacity of 5150 milliamps. It's a 4G dual SIM smartphone which has Face ID, it has a fingerprint reader, and also it supports OTG. And it comes in 3 different colors, orange, gray, and blue. Here's a quick overview of the box, pretty standard for any Oukitel phone. Here more specifications at the back, but obviously the most important is to see what is inside. And here is the phone. It comes with this foil on top, here all the specifications. It also comes with a protective case, but obviously I will go into more details. Here there is a user manual, which I strongly recommend to have a look at. There is a charging cable, USB Type-C. There is the SIM card ejector and the charger. The phone comes with this clear case, which has protection at all 4 corners and has an interesting shape over here. Here you can access the ports and also the speaker. Here this button is covered, and also on the other side the same thing. And to remove it is very simple. You can just slide it like this, and as you can see, this is the shape of it. It's just a silicone clear case. Now if you're planning to keep the case on, you might end up with a lot of fingerprints. These are the exterior, but they are quite easy to clean. Now a closer look at the building quality. It has this nice design over here, and the back it has this PU leather, which looks very interesting and also offers a good grip while holding the phone in your hand. And mind, this one is quite easy to scratch, and then you cannot remove the scratches. This is the camera groups. These are the look. Fingerprint reader over here. This is the SIM card tray, and in order to open it, it's very simple. Just use the SIM card ejector from the pack, and it can support 2 SIM cards or 1 TF card. Here's a quick overview of the phone at the back without the case. As you can see, it has this nice logo Oukitel over here, and the pattern is also very interesting. Is this orange color, and this is a closer view. Here is the fingerprint reader, here is the camera. In terms of ports, here is the function button, here is the SIM card tray. Here at the top has clear design. Here on this side it has the power button and lock button, and plus and minus buttons for the volume. And here at the bottom it has the 3.5 jack millimeter port, microphone, charging port, and the speaker. I have here a scale, and I would like to show you what is the real weight of this phone. So without the case it comes at 214 grams, and with the case it comes at 242 grams. This phone comes with an HD 6.8 inch display. The resolution is 720 by 1600 pixels, and the aspect ratio is 20 by 9. And in terms of brightness, it has 450 nits. It runs on Android 13, but in terms of apps pre-installed, I cannot mention too much because you get just the basic ones. Here's a quick overview of the settings menu. On this phone, these apps over here are not colorful compared to the Android 13 on other phones. And in terms of battery, comes with a 5150 milliamps. Battery has a battery saver, and which I personally prefer to keep it off for a better performance. It has ultra saving mode, and also the battery percentage, you can see it over here, and I find this very practical. And in terms of how long it lasts, based on the tests that I've made so far, which like for normal use, it lasts for around 20 hours, and the charging time from around 5% to 100%, it took around 1 hour and 45 minutes. In terms of storage, it comes with 256 GB internal memory, and also you can expand the memory up to 1 TB using a TF card. In terms of display, it has the brightness level, and if you tap on it, you'll see this bar appearing over here. This is the minimum, and this is the maximum. And if you tap on this sun over here, basically it's auto brightness. It also has eye comfort, and if you tap on it, it's gonna transform the colors of the display into some kind of orangish. And also if you go here to colors and contrast, a very interesting function, you can select from these options over here, standard, increased contrast, or for example, if you go automatic, you can select warm, cold, and also you can personalize the based on a preference. I found this function to be extremely interesting. Now if you go to security, you can see that you can unlock the screen using PIN, fingerprint, or face unlock. I found these to be very practical. They work pretty well, and also the fingerprint reader over here, it is very responsive. Just a quick demonstration of how fast the fingerprint reader works. I'm just tapping, and as you can see, it is very responsive. Considering the size of the phone, it is very convenient to reach the fingerprint reader with your finger. This is the position while I hold it, and I have no issues reaching this area. One of the features that I like the most about this phone is the fact that it has memory expansion. It comes with 8 GB standard. You can see over here that you can add up to 7 GB, so you can select any of these options. But mine, in order for this to have an effect, you need to restart the phone. It's a quick overview of the video quality on this display. Fortunately, it is extremely over sharp, and also the colors a bit oversaturated in my opinion. Here is a closer look of the display from different angles. Even though it doesn't perform that well in terms of quality, but it still offers a good viewing experience. I'd like to make a sound test for you to hear what is the sound quality. So for this demonstration, I'll move the microphone a bit closer. As you can see, the speaker is located over here, and even though the case is on, it doesn't obstruct in any way. And to increase the volume, you can either use the volume buttons here located on the side, or this bar over here, which is more responsive than the buttons. And this is the max. And for example, if I decrease it just like this is I would say the medium. And for example, if you keep the phone in landscape mode and the volume is almost at the max, the speaker is located over here in this position. And for example, if you play something, as you can see, there are very high chances to cover the speaker with your finger. And for example, if you keep the phone in this position, it is exactly the same thing because speaker is located over here. I'd like to show you something related to the speed of this phone. For example, to swap in between apps, it's easy. The phone is responsive enough, just like this. For example, if I tap on this one, and if I go back, there's no issues whatsoever. But for example, if I would like to open Google Chrome, as you can see, it loads pretty quick, the app. And if I close it, and I'm gonna do it again, this is how fast it loads. And also, I've noticed something very interesting. Even though the router that I'm using for the internet is here in the room where I'm filming this video, sometimes it doesn't pick up full signal, and the internet is relatively slow. I'm not really sure why. But I'd like to show you now how fast it is to open Google Maps, because this app requires quite a lot of memory usage. And as you can see, everything is okay, loaded pretty fast. But it takes quite a long time to load. And this is what I've noticed. Even though the internet signal, as you can see over there, it was almost full, it is a bit stuck. The Oukitel C33 is powered by the Unisoc Tiger T606, which is an octa-core processor, but it is mid-range that is designed for budget-friendly smartphones. It is not the most powerful processor on the market, but it is capable of handling some light gaming, but it might not be able to run the most demanding games at the highest settings. This phone offers a comfortable grabbing, it has round corners and a streamlined body, which provides you with a silky smooth feel in your palm and in your hand. The battery capacity supports up to 250 hours of standby, 25 hours of calling, 20 hours of listening to music, 6 hours of watching video, or 6 hours of playing games. The SIM card tray supports 2 nano SIM cards, or a nano SIM card and a TF card. The camera performance, this looks on capture mode, and the refresh rate is quite decent, and also the responsiveness between highs and lows, and has very bright colors, and also you can zoom it at 4x max, which looks pretty decent. And here is an example of a picture that I took daytime. Here is another example. On video mode, the phone still performs quite decent, and this is how it looks on 4x zoom. You can still see some details. While navigating to more, it has the QR code option, audio no, time lapse, and also night mode. In order to use the 50 megapixel function, you have to go to this option, and here is a picture example that I took. In my opinion, performs quite well. Mind that the pictures are quite large and it will take a lot of space on your phone, and also it doesn't offer the possibility of zooming in and zooming out while using this feature. The panorama mode doesn't perform that well daytime because it overexposes the picture. And here is an example just for you to get a better idea. There is a very big difference between picture mode and panorama. The portrait mode is quite decent, the responsiveness is really good, and also if you go to capture mode, which is regular pictures, also I would say per general that it performs quite okay. Here is an example of a video recorded with this phone, and probably as you can see the image is not that steady because it doesn't have image stabilization. This is the video recorded on selfie mode, and what I have noticed is the fact that it doesn't focus properly. As you can see, my face is completely out of focus. And this is how the camera performs on video mode in the evening. It is quite laggy and the responsiveness is quite bad. Also, it is struggling quite a lot to focus. This is the night mode, and once it's activated, as you can see, the refresh rate is quite bad. And also while taking pictures, you will have to wait a couple of seconds for the picture to load basically, and these are some examples that I took, and as you can see they are extremely grainy. This is how the 50 megapixel feature performs during the night, and here are some examples that I took. And also this is the selfie mode, it activates the flash from the screen, and these are some examples. Here is a video that I took in the evening just for you to get a better idea of how stable the image is, and unfortunately I would say that is quite bad considering that it doesn't have image stabilization, and as you can see the refresh rate is not that great. This is the performance of the camera on selfie mode, and considering the light conditions I would say it does a pretty good job. The Oukitel C33 smartphone is a tough phone that works pretty decent. It's made with strong plastic, also it looks great and it's convenient to use it even when the case is on. The fingerprint reader works just fine even when the finger is a bit wet, and the face unlocking function never disappointed so far. It's got a bunch of storage, a quick processor. The screen though, it is not that great, and the camera performs well during daytime, but it lacks a good refresh rate during the night. Overall, this is a good budget smartphone considering the price of it.